Joey, it's Mrs. Rook. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Thanks for joining me today for our Zoom session. So you know this whole week we've been reviewing multiplication, right? And different properties. So today what we're going to do is we're just going to go over what we've been studying this week, just so you feel better about the test next week, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do in Google Classroom, you have the review sheet that you could print out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that up here. Can you see the review sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, does it say review sheet, third grade math, multiplication?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you read it pretty good?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what I was thinking we could do is work through the 4 problems on here, and you could help me through them by telling me what you think we should do. And that's it. So can you read the first problem for me?
Allie has 3 friends coming over. Well, they are going to play 4 games. Setting up each game takes about 5 minutes for Allie. How much time does Allie spend setting up all the games?
Okay, so Joey, if you were thinking of a multiplication problem that you would do to solve this, what problem would you set up?
Four divided by 2.
Okay, so 4 divided by 2. Why would you do that?
Like it. 4 divided by 5.
Okay, so you know she has 4 games, right? And how many minutes does it take her to set up each game?
5.
5 minutes, right? Okay, so when you're doing division, you're saying that, oh, Allie's taking 5 minutes to set up all of the games total. Does it take her 5 minutes to set up all of them total or each one?
Each one.
Okay, so we probably don't want to use division then, right? Instead, what operation would you want to use?
Plus.
Okay, well, plus might work if she has 4 games and it takes 5 minutes each. How many times could you add together 5 to find out the answer? Right, so you could do repeated addition. So I'm gonna go ahead and type the repeated addition. You would do 5 plus 5 plus 5. How many more 5s do we need?
1.
1 more. How many minutes total then is that?
20.
20, okay. That's good. Multiplication is repeated addition. How could we have done that using multiplication instead of repeating the adding of the 5?
5 divided by 4.
Well, instead of division, what would you say? 5. How do we say multiplication? What's the word? It starts with a T.
5.
T-I-M-E-S. What does that spell?
5 times 4.
Yes, because she has 4 games and it takes 5 minutes each. Good. Okay, so 4 times 5. That would be the quick way we would do it using multiplication. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it takes her about 20 minutes to set up for the games to play with her friends. Okay. Let's try problem 2 together. Can you read problem 2?
If I am multiplying 7 times 8, which number tells me the groups and which one tells me how many numbers are in each group?
Okay, so when you learned about multiplication, you learned that you're putting the same number into so many groups, right? That's why it's called repeated addition. Do you remember which number tells you the number of groups?
No.
Okay, that's okay. It's the first number. So how many groups would we have in this problem? What's the first number?
7.
Good. And then how many items are we placing in each of those 7 groups?
8.
Good. The second one tells you how many? and then there are 8 in each group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and if you were saying that as a multiplication problem, that would mean 7. And what's the word we use again for multiply? 7 times 8. You remember what 7 times 8 is?
No.
No, that's okay. It's been a long time since you've done all your times tables. You could do repeated addition. You could do 7 8 times or 8 7 times. There's lots of different things. It's 56. Okay, how about let's do problem 3 together.
What multiplication problem represents the new array that has been rotated 90 degrees?
Okay, so let's look at the first array. They say that this array represents 7 times 3. Why does it represent 7 times 3?
Because it's going up and you count 7.
Right, there's 7 rows, right? And then there's 3 columns. If you turn it down on its side, how does it change?
It goes to 3 times 7.
Would the answer be the same?
Yes.
Yeah, how do you know it would be the same?
Because it's the same, just you turn it around.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the same exact shape. So, you know what that tells us? That tells us that the order of multiplication does not matter, that you're always going to get the same answer as long as you are multiplying together the same 2 numbers, right? But the nice thing is with the arrays, you can see that, goodness, I have the exact same thing here because it didn't change at all. It just plopped down, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's go to number 4. Can you read number 4?
Jenny is planting 80 seeds in 6 garden beds. If I want to do some quick mental math to help Jenny determine the total number of seeds she will plant, how can
that should say, how can we rewrite?
How can we rewrite 80 using 10 to solve this problem?
Okay, so how can you express 80 as tens? How many tens are in 80?
8.
8, okay. So we can say that 80 equals 8 tens, right? Okay. What do you want to multiply those 8 tens by to figure out the total number of seeds?
8 divided by...
Well, not divided by, right? What operation are we using?
8 times 10.
Okay, 8 times. Well, is she planting those 8 tens into 10 garden beds? How many garden beds is she planting them into?
6.
So what do you think we need to multiply those 8 tens by? To find the total number of seeds in all the garden beds.
8.
So she's planting 80 or 8 tens seeds in 1 garden bed, right? But then how many times does she have to do that? How many garden beds is she planting those in?
6.
6. So wouldn't you just need to multiply 8 tens times 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question to you is, what is 8 tens times 6? How many tens would that give you then?
6 tens?
Well, just think how, if you have 8 tens and then you repeat it 6 times, so you would do 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8, that would tell you the new number of tens that you have.
It would be 6 tens?
It's not going to be 6 tens. What is 8 times 6?
8 times 6. 48.
Very good. So if 8 times 6 is 48, we have 48 tens total. How do you express 48 tens? What number is that?
480.
Beautiful. Now, why would I even do that? Because it's easier to multiply 8 tens times 6 than it is to multiply 80 times 6, right? Because 8 is smaller than 80. So that's a way you can use tens to rewrite any number that's a multiple of 10 and do some quick mental math. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great. Well, Joey, thanks so much for joining me for this review session. Make sure you go over your homework for the week so you're ready for the test on Monday, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you. Goodbye.
Bye.